Hey everybody, this is Melina from ScrapbookingwithME.com and Me Crafty Scrapper here on YouTube and Instagram. Today we are making the inside cover and the back cover, both front and back. Hopefully get all three of those things done in this video. This is our mini collage journal, and remember from the very first video we did, and I will link that in the description box below, we have 12 sheets, one for each month of this year, and then we have our front cover and our back cover. And we are going to, it is a collage journal, so we're going to pretty much collage every page that we do. On this front inside cover, I want to put a pocket so that I can put memorabilia in it from the year. And then I'll do the back cover the same way. Now, as far as storage for this through the year, I have a little mesh bag, zipper bag. And what I will do is scraps that I think I might want to use on my collages through the years, I'll put them down in this too. And since I'm not going to cinch this together until the end of the year, because I want the freedom to move these in and out, I will, just keep it open like this and put it down in there. And when I'm done with front and back of pages, I will do my cinch holes again and then put it on, but still not close it up until the end of the year. If you're wanting to craft along with me and do your own, you certainly do not have to use a zutter, a cinch, whatever, any kind of spiral, anything. You can just make your own mini junk journal of sorts and do it that way. That would be perfectly fine and beautiful. I just wanted to get out my zutter, my cinch machine, and use it up again. And then I just thought by the end of the year, having this here and everything filled up, and it'll be nice and chunky by then, and it would make just a cute little book, especially one that I could put out in my living room where other albums, picture albums and things like that are. So front and side cover, I have just picked out some scraps that I wanted to use, and I think I want to do strips on this one. If you're having trouble figuring out how you want to make your collage and thinking I can't fill it all up, using strips like this is the easiest way to collage a page. So if you've got some longer strips, go for it. Use those, because that's a really easy way to cover it all up. Now I want to do something pretty plain down here, because it will be seen, but it'll only be seen out here on the edges where the cinch holes are, because I'm going to have that pocket there. So let's see here. What do I want to use on the very bottom? I might use that as my pocket. That's just cute. I like that, and it's already a good size. So I think I might just use that for my pocket. And let's get, I might have to get out my little container of bigger scraps. Let's see, I'm looking for a plain or a plainer looking bottom half. That's not wide enough. That's the only thing. If you're using strips, I might use that at the top. It has to be wide enough for your project. Now remember, on this mini journal, the pages inside are 4 inches by 6 inches, and then my cover is 6 inches by 4 1/4 inches. So that will hang over the front. That will hang over the pages that are in it just a little bit. It gives you a little bit of protection for the pages. Okay, so I think I will use that on the bottom. And it's okay if it hangs over, because you're going to go back and trim that off after you've glued it all on. Yep, I think I'll use that and just start doing strips up that way. I think I'll do this piece across there, and then get some more of that blue going there, and I think I'll use that side like that, and then this blue floral underneath that, and maybe this floral at the top. I like that. And then I'll use a combination of these three right above this with that floral at the top. So I'm going to ink my edges, and I'm just going to go ahead and ink everything and then glue it all on, and then we'll come back and cut around all the edges and then ink the entire thing, all the edges around, and then I will come back and show you when I'm putting on that pocket. So I'm going to go ahead and punch my holes back in this so I will know exactly where I need to put my pocket on the back. That is some smart thinking there in the very beginning, right? Because I would have totally forgot about that and then put my pocket on, and then I would have probably had holes in my pocket. So I'm going to line up with my Zutter, and then line this up with that page. Like so, and then make sure that I'm on the correct side, and I am. Okay. And then turn it around because I've got those top holes, and now I've got to punch the other side. All right, so we've got our holes punched all through there. I'm going to put my page back on there. I just think that's so pretty. I love all that, and I do hate that I'm going to be covering that up with a pocket because that is very pretty. But I do have some more of that scrap left. But see, I'm going to make this pocket a little narrow like this, so you're still going to be able to see what's on either side. So you'll still be able to see some of that pretty part there. I'm going to go right up against where the holes are, but not overlapping them, because with wire going back and forth, that will get caught on there and will mess up your pocket. So I'm just trying to get it as center as possible, and I'm going to trim off about here. I'm wanting to stamp on this, and I want this little branch or bush or whatever it is to kind of look like it's sticking out. So I want to do it about here, and in some VersaFine ink. I got that one there, and I want to do a little bit of just the berries up here, so I'm going to turn this around. So all that'll catch is that and not the stem. Like that. I like that. And then I may put something, a little label or something under that. Very cute. I like that. Probably, or just leave that there and use that. So then my pocket needs to be about here. Can come down a little bit. About, okay, so about this line that I've got on this scrap piece of paper. And yeah, I'm just going to go right below that just to make sure I give myself enough pocket. And I'm not going to do gusset or anything like that. I'm not thinking that I will have too much to put in these pockets, but I'm not going to make a little gusset. I'm just going to stick the pocket on there. Ink that little label. Let's go ahead and put that there. It never fails when I do a collage. I have someone that comments saying, I don't understand collage. You cover everything up after you put it down. Well, collage is usually a bunch of scraps, so I don't care. I'm okay with things getting covered up. If there's something that I really like that I don't want to cover up, then I'll make sure that it's going to be in a spot where, you know, I don't put something on top of it. But, yes, collage is about covering things up. But I love it. Collage and splattering stuff, that's two of my top favorite things ever to do in paper crafting right now. Alright, so I've got that pocket where I want it. Of course, it's too bright looking now. I'm going to distress ink it. But I want to go ahead and do my notch in the top of it. So I'm just using a 1.5 inch circle punch and doing a little pull notch at the top. And then I will ink the edges of it. Okay, and then I'm going to use 1/8 inch score tape. Alright, here it goes. I'm going to go all the way to the bottom. Add that pocket on. And then I believe it needs a little stamp on it too. Let's do not over to the side, kind of in the middle. There. I love that VersaFine ink. It does so good. Let's do some of this torn on the pocket. Do I want to cover that up, or do I want to? Ooh, I like it right above those lines. So let's do that. Let's come there, and then go here, and I'll just chop that off with my scissors and hope for the best as far as getting it straight. See what it looks like. Yep, that is good. I will ink that. And then ink the bottom too, since it's going to be seen. And glue that on. I am using, this is Art Glitter Glue in a Sugar Bell bottle. It is so much easier to squeeze for anybody that has not tried Sugar Bell bottles. Man, they squeeze so much easier than the manufacturer bottles they come in. I just love them. Okay, and then just do a little bit of light inking around it. It is a sticker, but I'm going to put just a little bit more glue on the back of it to make sure that it stays. I love that. Okay, I think I'm done with the inside cover. Okay, so this will go on like so. And you've got your front cover and front inside cover. Glad I'll be covering that up because I got some glue and ink on it. Ooh, I really like that. Okay, so now let's go to the back cover. And to get this off, I'm just going to take all of my pages off, and then I will put them back on just because it's very easy to get them all back off. I'll leave that to the side so it can dry some. And let's do the back cover. So this is my front cover. This is going to be the back of the book. Not necessarily saying that it needs to match or anything. I'm not into that. It doesn't have to match. But just so I like that, let's go ahead and cut that off and use it at the bottom here. But just kind of going along the same kind of color scheme. But yeah, it doesn't have to really match. Okay, I think I want to use up the rest of that pattern bag that I've had in my little stash pile over here forever. I like this green that goes with that. So let's chop this up and use it possibly here. I think I like putting this over the top after I get my pieces put down. We can always put a few pieces over the top of it so it doesn't look like that we just did strip scraps on everything. But now my back cover does not have to have a lot of bulk on top of it because mostly this book will either be laying down or it will be in a shelf. So, I mean, the back cover doesn't have to be all snazzy. I like this. So I'm thinking I'm going to go this route and then just kind of dress it up a little bit with little pieces here and there, and that'll be our back cover, easy peasy done. So I'm going to ink all my edges and glue it down, and then same thing that I did on the inside of this one, I'll trim it out and then ink all the edges and come back to you. I just thought of something. I didn't splatter this one at all, but I think the stamping takes care of my splatter need, so I think I'm good on that. And let's add this dictionary page, and then the torn pattern bag. and maybe one other piece of something on the back here. Maybe just like a semicircle of this. Regular cardstock, solid cardstock, to give it a little bit of color, but nothing major. Just so that it kind of goes along with the, oh yeah, I like that. So I'm going to ink these 3 pieces, and then I will splatter this back cover, and I'll do a little bit of drying with my heat tool just so that we can get to that inside back cover in this video too. So there is my back cover, and I'll probably go back once this is totally dry and I've done this side. I will probably go back with some clear gesso and just seal up this little loose piece here, and then that bag is a little loose around the edges, just so that during the years of wear and tear it doesn't pull up and tear once it's been handled and stuff. So it does have a little bit of pull up there, so I will go back and put some clear gesso on that after I get done here. I'm going to go ahead and put my messy mat up here, just so that if something is not totally dry on that back side, we can in case something is not totally dry on that back side, it'll be okay because it'll get on this and not my other mat, and I won't have to scrub and scrub and scrub to get it off my other mat. I'm just taking out a few pieces that I think I might use, and I really would like to use some of those tickets. Now that was just a Google search for old tickets, and that came up. It's not anything that I can sell or point you in the right direction of, because it was just a Google search, and I'm only using it for my own personal purposes, so nothing that can be distributed. I like that. Had someone ask the other day if I could send them some digitals because they didn't have a printer, and unfortunately you just can't do that. You have to be very careful with other people's creations, especially when they charge for them in their own Etsy shop. You can't just buy it yourself and then share it with other people. That's pretty much against all copyright laws ever made. So you can't do that. I would say that, I mean, the easiest route is there are some really, really cheap printers out there. I mean, the printer that I have is just an HP, like in one of the 6000 series HP. It is a cheapo printer, but it prints fine for my needs. All of my digitals turn out fine. I've never had an issue unless my ink was low. And I figured out a way to deal with the low ink situation too, is to join HP printer, the Instant Ink, and I have a link for that below too. And I have the cheapest or most inexpensive plan that there is. It's $2.99 a month, and I print up to 50 copies a month. So, you know, that's 50 pages of digitals I get a month. And if you don't use all of those 50, they roll over so you can use, you know, print off more the next month. So $2.99 a month is what I pay, well, plus tax. And so we're talking about what, $3.60 a month, $3.60 a month for ink. And as long as your printer is hooked up to Wi-Fi, HP knows when it's low on ink, and when it is low on ink, they send you a whole new ink, whichever one you're running low on. I mean, it's easy. It's like the easiest thing ever. I have not had to go out and buy my own printer ink, and I cannot remember how long. So, link to HP Instant Ink is in the description box below. If you're not on it, you need to be, because I mean, it's like crazy good. Easy. But yeah, that would be my suggestion on getting digitals, because it's just not, we have to follow Angel policy, and that's against all rules, copyright rules, to just buy ourselves the digitals and then send copies out of those digitals to other people. Can't do that. You can't do it for free, and you can't do it for money either. That's just not right. So that's my answer to that one. I just cannot do that. Sorry. So I picked out some more scraps that I'm going to put on this back inside cover. And I'm just going to ink. I think I'll just piece this one because I've got a lot that's not going to go all the way across. So I'll just piece this one with some of these. I really like these scraps that I got out of there. And then I will put a pocket on that one and come back and show you how I did that. Alright, I've got that done, and I've got my holes punched into it, and I'm going to use this piece of plain cardstock, but it's like a taupe color, but it's got texture to it, so it's not too awfully plain. So this pocket will be wider than this pocket, but I'm fine with that. I don't have to have perfectly positioned and perfectly sized pockets for this project. Done my little notch. That one is a little deeper of a notch than the front pocket, and I'm fine with that too. So I'm going to ink the edges of this. I'm going to put some 1/8" score tape around the 3 sides, get it put on. Then we will decorate the pocket how we want, and maybe do some stamping on this too, but I don't think I'll do that same stamp there. I think I want to do some script stamp on this one. Let's go ahead and do that. So I've inked the edges of that, and let's make sure of how this script needs to be. Not that it really matters if it's upside down or not, but I'm going to do the black VersaFine, and I'm not even going to put it on a stamp block. I'm just going to put it on there like that, and then maybe some faint over there, and then I will also do, oh yeah, just a little bitty, maybe one liner on the bottom middle of my pocket, like that. Ooh, I like that. Pretty, pretty, pretty. Okay, swap off all my ink here before I get it all over my elbow. And let's see. Let's go ahead and glue this on with my 1/8" score tape. Alright, I have decided that I am going to splatter at least the pocket, just because it is a little plainer since it's a since it's a solid piece of cardstock. But I am going to layer that up, try to, like that after I ink it. So let's get the tarnished brass out. I'm not looking to grunge it up too much or splatter it too much, but it is plain, so I want to get a little character added to it. Okay, I still haven't used those tickets. Maybe I will on one of the other pages throughout the year. Okay, I've got to ink this little cluster. I just fussy cut out that flower from a piece of scrap cardstock. This is a little label I had left over from an M Scrapbusters video. And then this is a little torn piece that I had left over from an M Scrapbusters video. So I think I'm pretty smart keeping those little odds and end pieces when I'm finished with videos. Okay, I'm going to put this label on with that flower peeking out from behind, like that. And then add this on here. And then I'm going to put on a little label, word label on top here. And I'm thinking I'm going to cut out the word create. And I want the grungier one, so I'm going to go to this end. This is some of the word labels that Mom had that I got from her. Okay. And I don't know, I might leave all of that out there. Nah, let's trim it off about there. Yep, ink the edges of it. So there is my inside back cover, the back cover, and then our inside front cover. So that will be how the book looks without pages in the middle of it. So I think that's very cute. I like that, and I'm okay with this one not being splattered like this one, which I didn't do much splattering to that one anyway. But then we will have it on like so. Back cover all of our pages, and then front cover. And so when all of that is decorated, this will be lots thicker, and then we'll close up our spine. But I really like that, and I do not care that that is sticking out at the bottom. Sometimes you're going to get that when you put on a Zutter spine, so I'm fine with that. Alright, I will give you some up close and personal pictures at the end. Also, I had some requests to see our cute little new puppy, so I will include some pictures of her at the end too. Her name is Lila Rose. She is a full-blooded Yorkie, and she's tiny. She weighs about 20 ounces right now. So full grown, she may get to about 5 pounds. So we're very cautious around her. Our gentle giant Erin, who is almost 6'4", is very gentle around her, and we have to make sure that she's not anywhere on the floor while we're walking around, so we don't squish her. But she is tiny. We're not used to a dog that tiny, but we will get used to her. It'll be fine. We love her to pieces. But anyways, I'll have you some still shots of her too. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. In our next series video of this, we'll be doing our January page, our first page in our mini collage journal. Y'all have a great day. God bless. Bye, y'all.